Cook. There's George Best from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Probably one of the two most recognized figures in England, the other being the owner of the team, Elton George, or one of the owners. And John O'Hare will be kicking. The ball must be completely over the line before it's out of bounds. The player can be out of bounds, still playing the ball if the ball's not out. Thrown in by the Aztecs. David's got it. George Best, look at that move, to his right, back to his left, 2 men on him. Somebody's got to be open. Best still working the ball. Let's see what the penalty will be. It'll be a free kick for the Aztecs as Best was fouled, pushing. Now Dallas must be 10 yards away. Best can kick it anywhere he wants. There he goes. He launches it into the air, and Davies tries to head it toward the net. It's headed again, up in the air, a back kick. There's David. He gets it up in the air. Out to the side. Goes to Cohen. He gets it in the middle, but it's headed out of trouble by the Tornado. Now it's back to Best, number 11. He fakes. He moves. There. Here he comes. Nope, offside. Offside. Let's try and explain the offside rule now in soccer. And here comes the Tornado playing the ball up the field. Number 2 is Neil Cohen. Cohen has it up across the 35-yard line, tries a long pass, headed back by Mancini. It is incredible to me how talented these players are. Now watch Best. He was out of bounds. The ball was not. Here he comes again. He puts it in the open space. There's David. Here's the kick. No, good play by Dallas. David still controls to Best. He kicks left-footed. No, he's passing in front. Now it's bounced out again. The goaltender gets on it. Whoa. Of course, if you hear anything really exciting, we're not responsible for that. Here come the Aztecs in midfield again. Okay. The Aztecs trying to get it in position. The ball on the line, that's not out of bounds. The ball's got to be entirely over. And by the way, that ball is just a little bit smaller than a basketball. George Best sends it into the penalty area. 10 and 170 pounds. They're very, very quick, very agile. Now to George Best. Look out. George puts it over on his left wing, but it's intercepted. But George has it fast. George Best fakes his kick. Look at those moves. Now with the left foot, he gets it over to the side to Bobby Sybil, the 10-year veteran. Sybil has it tackled away, and here comes the Tornado going the other way. Keep in mind, in the first 10 Aztec games, the team that scored the first goal won. That does not bode well for the Aztecs. George Best, where's number 11? Tackled and then knocked down. Okay, this will be a free kick for Best, and the Aztecs, or the Tornado, is supposed to be back 10 yards. You see what he does with it. He puts it in the penalty area. It is headed toward the net by Davies, but wide to the right-hand side. Coordination. Steve David tries to pass, and instead it's intercepted. Now there's George Best, number 11, and he is tripped as the ball is just kicked out of bounds by Neil Cohen. He said, I didn't want to go one-on-one with Best. So Best will bring it in, 2 feet flat on the ground, 2 hands over the head. He brings it in. We asked George Best of the Aztecs to explain the difference between George Best's role with the Aztecs this year as compared to last season, his first year. Compared to last season?
Well, last season I played purely offensive. I played up front all the time. But when I went back to England last year, I was moved to midfield as a sort of to get more assists rather than score the goals. So this season I'm doing the same thing for the Aztecs. I'm playing midfield instead of a purely offensive role.
And as a midfielder, he's got a big playmaker's role, does George Best, and he is very good at it. He probably handles the ball as well or better than anybody else in the league. Moved up, lost one from about 20 yards out, and then O'Hare from right in the middle, about 12 yards out. We've got 13:24 to play in the first period. There's George Best. Look at that forward. He kicks it, headed out of trouble. He knocked the ball out of bounds. George Best kicks it, comes in close. Davies tries a header. He is knocked down. And let's see what happens here. What does the referee call?
The referee is called interfering with the goalkeeper on if Terry Mancini hadn't come there.
Okay, here's with a handheld camera down on the field. Watch this from Hinton's point of view. So he's going to put the ball. He puts it right, and it's nice play by Mancini to head it out, back in, look out. Here comes the Tornado. They got the angle, but they don't have the ball. That's Mr. George Best. Hi, George. Nice close shot of him. Is it true? Did George Best really split up Los Angeles with Joe Namath? Don't know. Didn't get a chance to ask him. Chance blocked by the defense of Dallas. Now there's George Best. Which way will he go? Which way will he go? Fakes left, goes right, shoots! Oh, just wide right, and that was vintage George Best.
George is very upset with himself at this time for missing that shot. He thought that he had the corner there. He felt that he had the goalkeeper beat. He just put a little bit too much spin on his shot, and it went wide.
Player of the Year in England, 1968 and 69. Now watch this. Now watch the footwork. Watch the fake. Here he comes. Left. No. He's going right. Nope. Now he kicks it. George Best with the right foot this time puts the hook on it and outswinger. Davies out there, heads it, back kick. That's a beauty by Dallas. See that back kick back over his head? There's Best again, puts it in the middle. Is it to Davies? Score, George Best! George Best just took his time and fired it. I think Dallas was confused as I was. Some of them, I think, thought Best took the corner kick as he had everyone up to this time. But George Best, all by himself. It's sort of like flooding the zone and then hitting the weak side for the shot. It came over to the weak side to George Best. No defenders there, and he really belted it. George Best missed one a few seconds earlier, makes it 2-1 with only 2 minutes and 2 seconds to play in the first half. Back again to Kevin Cooley. Cooley over to the left, and they'll just watch it go. George Best picks it up. He's got 1 minute and 5 seconds to go about 70 yards with the ball. He passes forward to Backus. They'll try and get it set up. Now way over on the right. Aztecs moving the ball well. Give and go. George shoots. Knocked down by the goaltender. Score! Oh, that was... Hold it. Is it going to be allowed? Is it going to be allowed, Dick White? What is the referee motioning there?
I'm not sure, Dan. We'll have to check.
I think he called offside. Let's watch it again. Watch the play come. There's George Best. George Best comes in. He fires. Here comes the rebound. It scores. Georgie Best when he was in England. But he says, no, I'm a little older now. I'm 31 2 weeks ago. I think you should call me George. Here are the standings in the Southern Division. Las Vegas on top. Keep in mind, when you win a soccer game, you get 6 points. You get an additional bonus point for every goal you score up to 3. So it's possible to get 9 points for winning a soccer game. And you get a minimum of 6 for winning. You have to have more than that because you have to have a goal to win. So the minimum is 7. The maximum is 9. If you're the losing team, you get a bonus point for every goal up to 3. The winning team gets the 6. So you can see that the Aztecs, if they were to win this one, score the required 3 goals, they would have 71 points and would be ahead of Las Vegas. You can also see that Las Vegas has played 12 games and the Aztecs have played only 10. So they got 2 games in hand, counting this one. The Dallas Tornado right behind them. Dallas can't tie the Los Angeles Aztecs now because the Aztecs have scored a goal, but they can make it an awful lot closer. So standings can change rapidly in the North American Soccer League. 6 points for winning, a bonus point for every goal you score up to 3, and the losing team gets a bonus point for every goal up to 3.
Aztec coach Terry Fisher is taking somewhat of a calculated gamble at this point. He's moving the defensemen up considerably and putting the midfielders up considerably on the attack, trying to get that equalizing goal.
Well, the defenders are overlapping with great regularity. There's Backus. He sends it back to Best. Best dribbles around around 2 men. Still got it. Back to his left for a header. In and score! Beauty. Assist by George Best. A goal by Ron Davies, and Best centered it with a right instep. Davies put that header right into the net. Okay, watch Best. He moves it to the right, draws the players to him, sends it back to the left, and Davies heads it right in. Aztecs on the move, crosses the 35-yard line. Getting near the penalty zone, and of course if they're fouled in there, then it's a penalty kick. They got it close, Nice fake again. I'm dizzy just watching. Here it comes. Best. Wide left. Oh, he is saying, what the hey? I thought I had it in again.
It was a superb play by Charlie Cook, dribbling the ball, beating his man.
Watch Charlie Cook. There he is. Fake one way, fake the other way. To Best. He's got it. Look at it. And he misses it. What happened was Glenn Meyernick got his ankle instead, so the Aztecs got a free kick. Look at George Best. Finally tackled away from him. George Best, off to the right. Back to the middle. Intercepted by Mihailovic. A back-footed pass off the heel from George Best. Coming upfield of the Aztecs. They got David cutting, but they can't get the ball to him. Now over on the right side. That's still Beal. He puts it in the middle. Can it be headed by Davies in again? Not this time. George Best out of the penalty area. Controls the ball. Fake, in, shoot. Header just wide. Bumping into other people. Here's what looked like an instant replay of the last goal, but not quite. Ooh. Okay, there's George Best, number 11. He's got the ball. Look out. He got it over here on the right side of Charlie Cook. Cook handles it. Fakes. Still has it to the right. Shoots in the middle to David. Score! Fantastic footwork by Charlie Cook. Set that goal up. All right. Best comes over and says, all right, Charlie. Watch Charlie Cook. Okay. They're the high-priced talent from Best to Cook. Watch this. Stops it. Is he going to go? Is he not going to go? He's got the 20-year-old defender. And right to Steve David. He says, piece of cake, friends and neighbors. I make those in my sleep. And it's 3-2. The leading scorer in the North American Soccer League has just scored another one. His 11th goal of the season for Steve David. He just pulled the trigger. Now you'll see a throw-in by Desi Backus. 2 feet on the ground, 2 hands over the head. Thank you, Desi. He does it correctly. The Aztecs control the ball. I didn't think he'd do it incorrectly. I was just showing you. Okay, the Aztecs still have the ball. That's George Best having a lot of fun over there. He says, ref, he kicked me. And he turns around, and Kevin Cooley said, what do you mean? I didn't kick him. Are you kidding me? What the hey? Says Cooley, or something like that. Kevin Cooley, only 22 years old. He's from England. He saw George Best in England for the first time last year. He's had a good seat to see him today. Okay, here's George Best. A free kick now. That was a penalty. Best gets a free kick. They got to get 10 yards back, do the Tornado. They're going to play it short. They're going to play it cozy. Going to play it cute. There comes George Best coming in all alone. What's he going to do? Out of bounds. Out of bounds. George Best says, mistake. The game is over, I think.
Game is over.
Yep. Referee says it is over. The final score as we take a look at the Aztecs' victorious coach, Terry Fisher. The Aztecs 4 coming from behind, and the Tornado 3. And I guess the game isn't over. They're still playing. The Coliseum clock shows the game is over. They're still playing.